All right, welcome back today, traders. It is a beautiful and rainy day today here in PA. Sun is not shining, birds are still chirping, and I hope you're out there enjoying this beautiful afternoon, what we call life. That being said, for today's trade recap, it's going to be relatively quick. I'm a bit burnt out, which is mentally exhausted after today. Came into today telling myself probably not trade. You're up 900 for the week. Iran war news. We got the holiday tomorrow. Markets are closed. It could be hectic. The entire time we were just grinding up after we dipped. Market open. And I did have more of that short kind of bias. I didn't want to buy once we got to these levels and just nothing really retraced into that problem. We did get some retracement into VWAP, and given how the VIX and VIXI and this TTM was, it was flipping a bit back and forth to purple here. But I just traded terribly, broke all my rules, and I even readjusted the rules to have tighter stops, $200-$300 losses. And yes, I know that can go against me quicker, given you're gonna have drawdown on some trades, but just given these funded accounts, trying to get them to the 2600, so I don't have the intraday trailing drawdown, and that becomes end of day, so I can stay in some of these moves. And the ego took over, and I'm more disappointed in myself than anything. I'm not even mad. In terms of on paper, one of my worst days, $3,000 blew that first account, $1,500. Did not have a stop in. Just so actually, right, going back, was trying to short, took 150, and I was going to be done because I did not like it. Price action, FOMO, got my face ripped off, shorted here, got blew the account at this key level, 24,000 ish. I didn't even want to short this, but we just kept powering through. Never really got that big breakdown all day. There was some here, and just it wasn't giving it to me today. And rather than be patient like I was yesterday, although I missed the majority of that move and only made 150, we escaped the day. I was patient, and today I was just trying to force myself on the market. Some of it not being able to trade tomorrow, and that's something else that I realize is, you become obsessed with the process. And the fact that it's $3,000 down today, I mean, on paper, doesn't even bother me. It's more so the fact of I rewrote these rules. Had about a week and a half where stuck to the rules. Yesterday, I waited 4 hours for a trade. Did go on tilt. And then today was just impatient, and my ego was like, this is going now. Like, and not being able to accept that loss. And theoretically speaking, given my new rules, I should have only lost $600 on the day and been done. But I blew an account, revenge traded, and another account that I was up $400 on, I lost 15. So we're down to like 48 6, somewhere in there. No, sorry, 48 9. I was up like 402 at 48 9. So down 1100 on that account now, due to just revenge trading, letting my ego take over. And I seem to have a every day or two, every couple weeks, where I seem to lose all inhibition and ego takes over. And that's what separates the true professionals that are profitable, and the rest of the amateurs, similar to myself, where I've been profitable, but I can't keep it consistent and stack it together because I have these days where I just venture outside the rules and I let my ego take over. And I need to have more of a system now where after a loss I have to walk away for 15 minutes. And again, all this is easier said than done. But it is about controlling yourself and your psychology, and I seem to take, 2 steps forward, 3 or 4 back. But this is where I learn the most. I am stubborn, and I tend to learn most from pain. So just overall, just disappointed, not even mad, not even angry, not even on tilt. I was more on tilt yesterday. Just truly disappointed, and not only that, but more so embarrassed that I've got this systematic rules based approach, and for whatever reason, when I get fear of missing out of a move and I tend to chase, and then that ego takes over, and 2 weeks worth of gains on two accounts are now wiped out. One is gone. Two gone in total the last 2 weeks, just after flipping three accounts to funded and essentially making 15 grand on paper. The past 2 weeks have not been well. I was up 900 coming into today, and it is a lot more difficult with the war news. I mean, Iran, as you see, we have some moves at very volatile candles, and this was, I believe, Trump, True Social posting about the Strait and trying to, keep the Strait open and whatnot. So, market conditions are pretty much told me today your move is not, and rather than go long or even just walk away, the ego took over trying to get that move, and until I can rein that in, so have to add to the rules. Gonna step away, next few days, mental reset, mental break, and just come back stronger next week. It's just simply just eradicating the impulsive, impatient moves. When I remove that, even days I lose, I can make up for. As we see, I was down 1,600 on the one account I blew today. Brought it back to within $500, 460, 430 this week. And then because I was impatient, blew that account today. So, I say this all of, I hope if anybody's out there watching this, learn from my mistakes. You will have to go through it, but don't be impatient. Protect your capital, and I did not do that today, and I deserved everything that happened to me with the blown account, and then down 1,100 in total on another account. I still have two that are at 12 and 1,400, close to the payouts that I have not traded on all week, just because of how I've been. And while there is a side of like every loss, every failure does bring an equivalent seed. So I see that, but even if I get funded, or sorry, not funded, but get a payout next week, it's not going to be that sweet. Just given how I've broken a lot of rules and done things that I should not be doing, and that's what the most of it is, because the time you put in, the effort, the mental capital, and then you let your ego take over. And that's why they say, and I find out in real time, the hardest thing about trading is controlling yourself, the one variable you can bring to the market each and every day. It's not your strategy, it's not your system, it's not this, that, the third. The market does not care. You get emotional, the market doesn't care that you need to get it back, this, that, the third. You will get burnt, and I got burnt today because of it. But we will come back stronger next week. That being said, traders, thank you for tuning in. Stay up, stay blessed, stay positive. There you have it.